Nikos Rentas here, mentorsapproach.com. Today's email is a response based on legalities with business. What to do when you're starting a business. And I'm going to go in detail on different things that you should be doing and different things that you can do to save money in the short term. Long term, you still have to do things the good old legal lawyer way. However, there's different things you can do so you can jumpstart the process. So here we go. Hi, Nikos. I'm in the process of getting my new startup up and running. I have 3 partners who have never been in a business before. That's awesome. This is my second time around. However, last time I was just a programmer. Even better. Now you're going to be like, you're just a programmer before, just helping out the startup guys that got together with their idea, and now you are the guy with the idea. Changes everything on a startup. It's going to be like phenomenal for you. And the other 2 guys that are, 3 guys that are going to be like, hey, I've never done this before. You guys are going to be working together, different environment. We have put our money together and we are just geared towards growing this as much as we can without any investors. Awesome. After discussing the legal requirements, the expenses are high and my partners do not want to make a shareholders agreement yet. Big mistake. They don't even want to incorporate. That's nuts. Even bigger mistake. I was wondering, how much risk does this have? Why are you asking me that? A huge risk. You know that. Okay, everybody knows that because they read the stories. Why do you think all those stories about lawsuits happen? Because shareholders wasn't created with a proper incorporation to get a business rolling. You guys putting money together. Okay, what are the rules if somebody wants to leave? What are the rules if something happens? i.e., somebody dies. Okay, that's a risk. It's a big risk. Tomorrow, somebody might be there. The next day, they might be in a hospital with some kind of illness. Or they might walk outside, knock on wood, but they might walk outside and get hit by a car. You never know, okay? It's a big risk. Is the money worth it? If so, how do I convince them? Okay, so different ways of doing things. The reason you need a shareholders agreement is because it defines many aspects of the business of what will happen in case something needs to be done. I.e., if you guys are putting all the money in, how does everybody get paid? How do you pull everything out? If you guys are putting all this money in, how is everything fair for all the shareholders? Who votes on any kind of a decision? How are you guys setting yourselves up for structure? You're saying you don't need an investor. Fine. But when money starts coming in, and you guys are all like gun-ho and money's coming, and all of a sudden one guy's like, well, I want my money back now. And then all the other 3 partners are like, well, you know what? If we keep all the money in, now we can go get a loan and get even more things going. Then they're like, no, I want my money back. Now, this is, how does that work? If you have an insurance package, what happens? Okay, how do you put that in? Insurance-wise, everybody should have life insurance. You should put that in there so people get paid out. What happens if one of your partners is married? Okay, what happens then? This is what the shareholder stipulates through it. And it goes on. Like, you can go over anything from 1 page all the way up to like 50, 60, 70, 100 pages. Biggest shareholders I've seen are in that vicinity and even bigger. But like, they get bigger as more investors come in. But when you're starting, there's a lot of different things that you have to look at like that. And it's dangerous. Here's the other thing now with your email. Should we incorporate? It is a must. In fact, you should be incorporating before you put any money anywhere. What bank account are you going to be using? Are you just going to go do a small business and then, put the money into this bank account? Totally wrong. The money's in and out should be through the incorporation. Why? Because now you can use the taxation rules accordingly. Okay? In a small business, you're not going to be able to use those taxation rules as good or as well. Okay, and basically what we want to do is set up a structure such that everybody gets paid properly. So then when they go to do their personal taxes, now we can look at how we can do personal tax savings, because all of you probably, it sounds like you're not quitting, not everybody's going to quit their job in most cases, and you're going to have other sources of income. How do you deal with that? Like, if I'm married and I go into a startup and my wife's making 150 G's and I go into a startup, how am I going to claim these taxes? This is where the accounting professionals come into play. I'm not sure if you have an accountant on board. I don't believe so, because if you did have an accountant on board, then you wouldn't be asking this question about the legalities. There's two things that happen. You need to look at who is your lawyer and who is your accountant. Okay, and if you don't have one yet, don't worry. Find good ones. You need to take your time with this. Incorporation, you can go do it online by yourself. Incorporate, put 4 directors under there. You can always amend those documents, okay? The shareholders, there's online stuff. The cheapest way to do it is go online, grab a shareholders that's, if you're in Canada, Ontario, find something that's in Ontario. If you're in the States, find something in your state, okay? And then you type everything up, you go through it, make adjustments, and fix it up, and then go to a lawyer and get a consultation for an hour. You'll pay like anything from $250 all the way up to $450, $500. Okay, if you're in Toronto, I know some lawyers that charge $700. Great. Okay, they'll do an hour's work. They'll tell you what to change. You guys all sign it. Off you go. Once you have a lot of money coming in and you want to spend more money, now you can go back and make adjustments based on what you think need to be adjusted, especially if you're going to go get loans, if you're going to go do all this other stuff that is, as your business is growing, if you're going to go get a property. I don't know what business you're in or what startup you're doing, but, maybe you're going to get a startup that's going to need property. And, like all of a sudden, what do I do with the property? Well, that property should be another incorporation itself. So then you would want to change everything. That's a good time to do it with a lawyer. Right now, you're just getting things moving. This is a good way to do it. And, the incorporation, you can do it online. When you go to the lawyer, hey, we did the incorporation. Are we missing anything? What else should we do? They'll make recommendations, and they'll probably tell you, hey, for $1,000, I'll do the rest for you, because if you would have came to me, I would have done this much. But go get quotes. 5 lawyers, quotes. When you're out networking, go meet all the different people that are lawyers and accountants. Okay, and you need to meet people that you can make relationships with. People that will help you when you have those little questions, that they'll be willing to do it for free because they know that you're going to come to them to do your accounting at the end of the year, or to them to do any legal things in the future. Okay, if you just approach, if you're a legal firm and you go in there and you're like, hey, how much does it cost for this? They're going to be like, well, we charge at $450 an hour and we bill by the minute. If you know the person on a relation basis over time, they don't charge you everything. They'll give you the free Timbits because they want you to get going. They're trying to make a sale at the end of the day. Okay. The big issue is that you have 4 people in this partnership that you guys are getting into to do the startup. With 4 people, the structure that you have to do changes, especially with the risk of somebody leaving. There will be fights. There will be a control issue. It will come up. And if you don't think it will be, it will be. So get ready. And the shareholders, you got to list off how decisions are made, how you guys are actually going to come to terms with any big decisions are coming. Okay? Because 4 partners is dangerous. And then sometimes, you guys are all smart and the ego takes over. And sometimes the ego takes over with the guy who doesn't know shit. And he's like the one guy that does very little. And then all of a sudden he's just like, no proactivist, no communication skills whatsoever. But when you started, he was a good buddy. And that buddy was like totally cool with everything. Hey, cool. But when money gets involved, people change. And when people change, they become assholes sometimes. And when they become assholes, you lose money. That's how it works. So you have to protect yourself. You can, in order to convince them, easy. Book a coach call. Get down to sit down with all your buddies. Get down all your questions and have a conference call with me, and I'll walk you through all the different things you could be doing to get this startup legally and accounting wise set up so for you guys are successful. Because your taxation, like how you're going to be taxed in a corporation, is totally different than what it is on a small business, especially with 4 of you in there. And how to collect receipts, what to do with your ins and outs, how to do everything properly. We can sit down and walk you through that. And of course, watch my videos, go through all the different videos and see the issues people email me about, and basically, find a coach, find an accountant who you guys can all go in there and interview. Find a lawyer you can go interview, and they'll tell you a lot of stuff for free, and it will get your friends' minds moving. But I can guarantee you are setting yourself up for a lot of failure and heartache by going this route and not going the nice incorporated shareholder structured accounting setup proper way to do things. My name is Nikos Rentas. This is mentorsapproach.com. If you want to connect for a one-on-one coach call, please visit the website and book an appointment with me. And we can walk through any kind of issue, going from startups to regular businesses to careers and life in general. How to get your life into that place you want it to be. A happy life that you can do the things you want to be doing. Again, my name is Nikos Rentas, mentorsapproach.com. Thank you.